is not only about not eating. If you were to stand in front of Allah and that Allah could see you at all the time, let me rephrase that. Allah does see us everywhere and all the time. But if you could see that Allah sees us 24/7, how would you behave? You would stop eating and drinking, but would you talk behind somebody's back? Would you argue with those around you? Or would you miss your daily prayers? Or even how would you offer your daily prayers? So fasting is a checkpoint in a Muslim's life. You get to look upon yourself and evaluate your standing as a servant of Allah, and you try to be the best version of yourself. And with that, I would like to welcome you to another episode of Embracing Ramadan. Let's get started.
يا جميل يا الله يا قريب يا الله يا مجيب يا الله يا حبيب يا الله يا رؤوف يا الله يا عطوف يا الله يا معروف يا الله يا لطيف يا الله يا عظيم يا الله يا حنان يا الله يا منان يا الله يا ديان يا الله يا سبحان يا الله يا أمان يا الله يا برهان يا الله يا سلطان يا الله يا مستعان يا الله يا محسن يا الله يا متعالي يا الله يا رحمن يا الله يا رحيم يا الله يا كريم يا الله يا مجيد يا الله يا فرد يا الله يا وتر يا الله يا أحد يا الله يا صمد يا الله يا محمود يا الله يا صادق الوعد يا الله يا علي يا الله يا غني يا الله يا شافي يا الله يا كافي يا الله يا معافي يا الله يا باقي يا الله يا هادي يا الله يا قادر يا الله يا ساتر يا الله يا قهار يا الله يا جبار يا الله يا غفار يا الله يا فتاح يا الله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألهاكم التكاثر حتى زرتم المقابر كلا سوف تعلمون ثم كلا سوف تعلمون كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين لترون الجحيم ثم لترونها عين اليقين ثم لتسألن يومئذ عن النعيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ويل لكل همزة لمزة الذي جمع مالا وعدده يحسب أن ماله أخلده كلا لينبذن في الحطمة وما أدراك ما الحطمة نار الله الموقدة التي تطلع على الأفئدة إنها عليهم مؤصدة في عمد ممددة صدق الله العظيم.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Ramadan Story Corner. And the story that I have for you today is about an apple tree and a young boy. So once upon a time there was a huge apple tree. A boy who lived nearby used to come beside this tree, play around it, climb it, and eat the apples from the tree as well. Now this boy had a lot of fun with the tree, and the tree really enjoyed having the boy. But what happened a few years later is that the boy started to grow up, and it didn't go to the tree as much anymore. The tree was upset by this. Sometime later, the boy happened along the tree, and the tree said, "Oh boy, come here and play around me and climb me like you used to." The boy said, "Well, I can't. I need some money to buy myself some new clothes. And I'm busy right now, so I can't play with you anymore like I used to." And the tree said, "Well, I don't have any money, but what you can do is you can pick the apples from myself, and you can sell those apples so that you can buy yourself some clothes." And the boy got excited, and so he collected the apples in a basket, and he went off. And for a long time, the boy didn't go back to the tree, which made the tree sad. Again, sometime later, many years later, the boy grew up, became a man, and happened along the tree. When the tree saw the man, he was again very happy and said, "Oh man, I recognize you. Come here and come play with me." The man said, "Those days are long gone. I'm a grown-up now. I have a family, and I need to arrange shelter for them, and I'm busy. I can't play with you like I did before." And the tree said, "Well, what I can do, I can offer you my branches so that you can use the wood to build your family a home." The man thought that this was very reasonable, and so what he did was he cut off most of the branches from the tree so that he could build a home for his family. But after he left the tree, he did not return back for a very long time, which again made the tree very sad. Many, many years later, the man returned, and he said, "Old man, I know who you are. Come here, come and play with me." And he said, I can't. I need to go sailing so that I can catch some fish, and I'm trying to find a boat for myself." And so the tree said, "Well, what I can do is, if you'd like, you can cut my trunk so that you can use my wood to build yourself a boat." And so that's what he did. He was very happy to have another one of his needs met by this beautiful tree. Years later, when this man got very, very old, he was alone, and he went by the tree, and there was the tree with just its little trunk on the ground. And the trunk was very sad. He said, Hi, old man. I have nothing that I can give you anymore to help you. And I have no more apples, I have no more branches, and I have no trunk for you to climb." And the old man said, "Well, I have no more teeth to be able to eat, and I'm too old to climb at this point. I just need a place to rest right now." And the tree said, "Well, perfect. How about you come and sit on me? This is a perfect place for you to rest." And the old man was very happy, and this made the tree smile. Now, why did I explain this story? Because this tree represents our parents. The relationship that we have with our friends and our partners can never match the relationship and the love and the sacrifice that our parents give us throughout their lives. And this is why in the Holy Quran, God says the following. This is in Surah Isra, verse 23. Your Lord has decreed that you worship none but Him alone, and treat parents with excellence, with the best of kindness. So this Ramadan, let's do an act of kindness for our parents. Happy Ramadan, everyone.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وأسألك بأسمائك يا كاشف يا فارج يا فاتح يا ناصر يا ضامن يا آمر يا ناهي يا رجاء يا مرتجى يا عظيم الرجاء سبحانك يا لا إله إلا أنت الأمان خلصنا من النار يا معين الضعفاء يا كنز الفقراء يا صاحب الغرباء يا ناصر الأولياء يا قاهر الأعداء يا رافع السماء يا كاشف البلاء يا أنيس الأولياء يا حبيب الأتقياء يا إله الأغنياء سبحانك يا لا إله إلا أنت الأمان خلصنا من النار يا أول كل شيء وآخره يا إله كل شيء وصانعه يا رازق كل شيء وخالقه يا فاطر كل شيء ومليكه يا قابض كل شيء وباسطه يا مبدئ كل شيء ومعيده يا مسبب كل شيء ومقدره يا مربي كل شيء ومدبره يا مكور كل شيء ومحوله يا محيي كل شيء ومميته سبحانك يا لا إله إلا أنت الأمان خلصنا من النار يا خير ذاكر ومذكور يا خير شاكر ومشكور يا خير حامد ومحمود يا خير شاهد ومشهود يا خير داع ومدعو يا خير مجيب ومجاب يا خير مونس وأنيس يا خير صاحب وجليس يا خير مقصود ومطلوب يا خير حبيب ومحبوب سبحانك يا لا إله إلا أنت الأمان خلصنا من النار يا من هو لمن دعاه مجيب يا من هو لمن أطاعه حبيب يا من هو لمن أحبه قريب يا من هو بمن أراده عليم يا من هو لمن رجاه كريم يا من هو بمن عصاه حليم يا من هو في حلمه حكيم يا من هو في حكمه عظيم يا من هو في عظمته رحيم يا من هو في إحسانه قديم سبحانك يا لا إله إلا أنت الأمان الأمان خلصنا من النار.
I have guests to talk about spiritual care and religious diversity in education. Michelle Voss-Roberts is joining us today. She's a professor of theological studies and principal of Emmanuel College. Welcome, Professor Roberts.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
So let's start with spiritual care. Ramadan is a time for increasing your spirituality. What is the benefit of building a spiritual life for person and society?
Well, it's extremely important. Life is full of all kinds of transitions, and our religious traditions can be sources of strength as we go through that. Our programs, we have a Master of Pastoral Studies program, which trains our students to draw on the wisdom of their religious traditions in order to provide spiritual care to people in their own traditions, but also people from many traditions. So students who graduate from the MPS program often end up in chaplaincy placements in hospitals or prisons or the military or schools or community centers, or they might go into private practice. And so their job is basically to help people to pay attention to the spiritual dimensions of their lives, which is really all dimensions of life. Right? Our relationships with our family, with our parents, children, loved ones, our relationship to our workplace, our sense of calling in the world, what am I supposed to be doing with my life? All of these are really big questions. And so to have a spiritual care provider like a psycho-spiritual therapist can help us navigate those transitions. And then of course in times of crisis, you know, it's so important to have spiritual care providers in hospitals, in prisons, in places where people are struggling and dealing with pretty intense and heavy issues. So our students, when they graduate and also during the course of study, are able to help people attend to the spiritual dimensions of their lives.
There's an institution established by United Church, which is Christian denomination, and bringing future religious leaders from different religions, including Islam, Buddhism, and some other religions. So what is the importance of reimagining theological education in this way?
Yeah, this is my favorite question. This is what I think about all the time as principal of Emmanuel College. So we are rooted in the United Church of Canada, and for 91 years have been one of its premier seminaries. And in the recent past decade or so, we've realized that the conversation is broader than the United Church of Canada, it's broader than Christianity. All of our religious traditions are trying to address the world's needs and to make an impact. And we can really learn a lot from one another if we study together and think about the world's problems together. So we're reimagining theological education in that you know, often places where people train to be religious leaders tend to be focused on uniquely on one tradition, or maybe vaguely ecumenical, like a place where Christians from multiple denominations come. What we're discovering is that by studying side by side, Christians, Buddhists, Muslims, Jews, Unitarian Universalists, we have students from a number of traditions, and even just by being with one another, we start to ask different kinds of questions of our own tradition because we've learned something different about our neighbor. And the result is really our mission. It's a place to become more deeply rooted in your own religious tradition by engaging with people and their beliefs and practices from other traditions.
Let's talk about the fruits of your education. How will graduate students who have psycho-spiritual and pastoral education be beneficial in our diverse society?
Yeah. So in addition to providing psycho-spiritual care to people in all aspects of their lives, which is incredibly important and helps people to really live out of their deepest values rather than perhaps whatever is the immediate stressor or pressing need, right? Helping people to live from those values. I believe that our students, because they've learned alongside people from diverse faith backgrounds, can also be leaders in helping Canadian society to not only be a pluralistic place where we respect one another's traditions and differences, but actually to dig in and get to know one another and engage one another past the sort of surface acceptance or tolerance, right? We're, as human beings, in many dimensions, we are the same, but I think it becomes very, very interesting when we're willing to dig a little bit deeper and find out why we're different and why that's really interesting, and how we can learn from one another and bring our distinctive strengths to addressing the world's needs.
There's a sentence in your principles message on your website that I really like. You are saying that to unite in a common purpose to meet the world's needs. What are the world's needs for next decade?
Well, we can see the world becoming more polarized globally. For a while I was growing up, it seemed like the world was becoming less religious, more secular. And what we've seen in recent decades is that's not exactly the case. I mean, of course, we have the resurgence of fundamentalisms, but I think we're also seeing people recognizing that the public space isn't exactly neutral. Everybody is bringing something with them. And we don't want to sacrifice or sort of give over religion to those who might use it for violent ends. For those of us who our religious values motivate us to do good and to make a difference, those values ought to be welcome and part of the public sphere as well. And so it's really a matter of providing leadership in a time where we tend to be pulling apart. And so that involves a lot of coalition building, I think, recognizing where neighbors, say in a particular part of town, recognize a particular problem that they want to come together and address. And they can do that because there are leaders in all of the communities, there are people with particular skills in all of the communities, and finding ways to reach across differences in order to work together to address those problems. We're going to be stronger together. And so the way that we're rethinking theological education, I believe and hope, will create the kinds of leaders who will create a really vibrant society where we can work together and have vigorous debates, but also vigorous work for the common good.
Professor Walsh Roberts, thank you very much for your time and joining us. We talk about teaching spiritual care and religious diversity with Professor Walsh Roberts. Looking forward to seeing you with a different guest, with a different topic. See you tomorrow.
يا جميل يا الله يا قريب يا الله يا مجيب يا الله يا حبيب يا الله يا رؤوف يا الله يا عطوف يا الله يا معروف يا الله يا لطيف يا الله يا عظيم يا الله يا حنان يا الله يا منان يا الله يا ديان يا الله يا سبحان يا الله يا أمان يا الله يا برهان يا الله يا سلطان يا الله يا مستعان يا الله يا محسن يا الله يا متعالي يا الله يا رحمن يا الله يا رحيم يا الله يا كريم يا الله يا مجيد يا الله يا فرد يا الله يا وتر يا الله يا أحد يا الله يا صمد يا الله يا محمود يا الله يا صادق الوعد يا الله يا علي يا الله يا غني يا الله يا شافي يا الله يا كافي يا الله يا معافي يا الله يا باقي يا الله يا هادي يا الله يا قادر يا الله يا ساتر يا الله يا قهار يا الله يا جبار يا الله يا غفار يا الله يا فتاح يا الله.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another segment of Healthy Living on Ramadan TV International. I'm your host Zehan Rashid. Today I want to talk a little bit about how do we anticipate spending our time. Do we spend a little bit of time in the morning, for example, to say my day will be based around the 5 salahs, the 5 prayers. There is no way that I'm going to be missing any of those opportunities to have my moments with God. So my day based around salah. That immediately makes it possible to divide the day into these chunks of time, depending on the time of the year, where I can now anticipate, well, my time of salah will be 15 minutes, for example. There will be more time perhaps spent in Fajr salah, the early morning salah, and perhaps a little bit more time these days because of Ramadan spent in the salah after the Fard salah in the form of Taraweeh for men in particular. But during the day, do I have a plan? Do I have, for example, what I call the most important tasks scheduled for the early part of the day? Because at that time of the day, the Prophet ﷺ, first of all, told us the most blessed time, the best time for my nation is the morning time, because there's blessing in that time. And not only that, but science now tells us that our willpower is strongest in the morning. Our ability to be motivated and do things that we want to do is best in the early part of the day. All of those things being the case, if I have tough tasks to deal with, the best suggestions from most people is to do those tasks in the early part of the day. So if I have a tough assignment to crack at, for example, it's best to do it early part of the day. If I have something very thoughtful or something that requires a lot of mental concentration, it's best to do it in the early part of the day. Also, because of Ramadan, we all have some energy challenges as the day goes on. So the best thing really is to use that time of the day in the most hard or most productive things that require more energy. Another thing is to remember that we have to divide our life into some segments. So there is our Islam, there is our family, there is our work, there is our personal development. If we have some kind of division of our life into those segments, we can start to look at our day to say, what component of my day, what component of my life has not today been addressed? So I've been at the masjid, but I have not even said to my wife how she was. I have not expressed love to my children. I didn't really spend any time in physical exercise. I didn't really do any Quran reading. I didn't really do anything to help promote the values of Islam amongst my neighbor. So that therefore now is one segment of my life that's become very good, but a lot of other segments were ignored. So one of the advantages of having our life divided, not divided necessarily in the physical form, but thinking in a multifactorial way. I have these 3 things, 4 things to think about on a daily basis. And we will fall behind sometimes, but be excelling on the others, and that's okay. That's not a big deal at all. But if you have divided these tasks and you have made the tougher tasks in the early part of the day, and you have a schedule, which means you are actually tracking your progress. You're not just haphazardly doing things. You have a very good way of tracking your record, your things. Then you're likely to succeed in things. I hope these are valuable and helpful. Until the next time, I'm your host Zehan Rashid. Have a blessed Ramadan.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وعافنا فيمن عافيت وتولنا فيمن توليت، وبارك لنا فيما أعطيت، وقنا واصرف عنا شر ما قضيت. نستغفرك ونتوب إليك، ونؤمن بك ونتوكل عليك، ونثني عليك الخير كله. أنت الغني ونحن الفقراء إليك. لك اللهم أسلمنا، وبك آمنا، وعليك توكلنا، وإليك أنبنا، وبك خاصمنا، وإليك حاكمنا. فاغفر لنا يا ربنا ما قدمنا وما أخرنا، وما أسررنا وما أعلنا، وما أنت أعلم به منا. لا إله إلا أنت. يا ربنا نسألك قلبا خاشعا، ورزقا واسعا حلالا طيبا، ويقينا صادقا، وعملا صالحا متقبلا، ودعاء مستجابا، وشفاء من كل داء. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من عين لا تدمع، ومن قلب لا تخشع، ومن علم لا ينفع، ومن نفس لا تشبع، ومن دعاء لا يسمع. يا أكرم الأكرمين ويا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم أنت ربنا لا إله إلا أنت، خلقتنا ونحن عبادك، ونحن على عهدك ووعدك ما استطعنا. نعوذ بك من شر ما صنعنا، نبوء لك بنعمتك علينا، ونبوء بذنوبنا. فاغفر لنا فإنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من الهم والحزن، ونعوذ بك من العجز والكسل، ونعوذ بك من الجبن والبخل، ونعوذ بك من غلبة الدين وقهر الرجال. اللهم باعد بيننا وبين خطايانا كما باعدت بين المشرق والمغرب. اللهم نقنا من الخطايا كما ينقى الثوب الأبيض من الدنس، واغسل خطايانا بالماء والثلج والبرد. اللهم يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك، ويا مصرف القلوب صرف قلوبنا على طاعتك. يا خفي الألطاف نجنا مما نخاف. آمين 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 بحرمة طه وياسين، والحمد لله رب العالمين.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
محمد رسول الله صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم. اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت سيدنا محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته إنك لا تخلف الميعاد.
I would like to close this episode with the following dua. O Allah, bring our hearts together, reconcile between us, guide us to ways of peace, and deliver us from darkness into light. Keep us away from immorality outwardly and inwardly, and bless us in our hearing, our seeing, our hearts, our spouses, and in our children. Accept our repentance, for you alone are the relenting, the merciful. Make us grateful for your blessing, praising, and accepting them, and give them to us in full. Amen. Thank you for watching another episode of Embracing Ramadan. Hope to see you tomorrow. Take care.